This is Rick Robinson coming to you live from K98 Talks Purcell News Desk. Sorry, in a second, folks, I'll remember how to talk. It's been a rough night here. We've decided to preempt regular programming. For those of you who want to check out the Rhino Report, feel free to go to one of our podcast sections. You can do that either on SoundCloud or on Spreaker. But at this point, we are going to preempt our regularly scheduled programming to bring you live continued coverage of the Dallas shooting. We will run it for as long as we have access. I'm going to back out and turn the sound up.
Top of the door toward the bottom of the window, but it may not be, but it sure looks like one. And so, but he came roaring in. I saw nobody come out of that car, but I did see that other, what appeared to be an officer with a bulletproof vest wearing a gray shirt and another officer in shorts come out of a late model Avalanche. They just wheeled him in, and then they brought in some other guys that didn't look like officers at all.
Now, from that point to when the news cameras showed up, the crowd started gathering out here. What else did you notice? Did you stick around to see anything happen?
We stuck around to see what was. We didn't know what was going on, and some other guys that were in the cancer center as well said they were watching the news, and that's why they came down. And they told us that apparently that what they described as a riot was going on, and that multiple people were being shot at. And so it just kind of surprised me that we answered wrong with violence, and it's not the right way to go.
What is your reaction being on this end of it, seeing all of this happen, these police cars come roaring in, seeing these officers wounded being brought into the emergency room?
It's just really saddening. It really is. It breaks my heart that, you know, guys that serve us, guys that really risk their lives for us are now getting injured over, just to me, senseless violence.
All right, Nick Van, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you for sticking around.
No. No way. What are women saying about new first response pregnancy Pro?
Syncs to my phone.
With an app that helps make the wait less stressful. Gives 24/7 support. And estimates your due date.
Amazing.
Pregnancy Pro. That's a first.
Reinforcement, probably as many as officers as they can get on scene, they are bringing in here now. This is the new backup point where they pushed everyone back. They had an hour and a half ago, and we don't know if whatever happened was involved in this protest, so we certainly don't want to draw that conclusion. But it's definitely, there's a sense of sadness down here because people were trying to come together. There was all this talk of unity, and then, of course, we had these gunshots ringing out. So people around here are just in disbelief.
Well, I think it's fair to say that someone who does something like this on a night like this is not part of any kind of unity movement when you take something to this kind of an extreme. Jeff Paul, downtown Dallas for us tonight. So once again, special edition of CBS 11 News, 17 after the hour tonight, and we've got 3 officers who have been hit by gunfire tonight that we know of for sure. Joel Thomas again reporting in the last few minutes via Twitter, confirming with a source that one officer is in surgery. We don't know the relationship of that officer in a department. We have confirmed now with DART, I am told 3 DART police officers have been shot. So here's, as we do the math, as it begins to come in now, what we don't know for sure is that in addition to who we've already reported on, or is this in addition to? So we will work to get those details. But DART is now telling us officially 3 officers shot as we take a look at one scene at a hospital here where someone is being wheeled in, it appears, or at least a gurney going in, but a massive police presence. Kelsey, educate me on where we are here. Is this Baylor? Trying to take a peek here. Yep, that is Baylor. Thank you. So this is Baylor Hospital, where we know one officer was taken. We talked to Dan Haggerty just a little bit ago. That officer being cared for inside the facility there. We know one officer has been taken over to Parkland Hospital tonight. The condition of one officer at Parkland, we know via Pete Schulte, who's a former police officer and a legal mind who you hear on occasion here on CBS 11. That officer at Parkland happens to be a friend of Pete Schulte, again unidentified. We would certainly not share that officer's identity before the next of kin is notified, but Pete had reported to us that the officer was shot in the arm and appears to be okay. So let's rewind the video a little bit now. This is back to earlier this evening, and we were all sitting in the newsroom watching basically the peaceful protest when from Chopper 11 we look up, and this is the scene that we see. People by the dozens and dozens and hundreds now running from whatever was going on in downtown Dallas. There you see people crouched behind automobiles, taking a defensive position to get out of the line of gunfire. And then came in the massive police presence. And now we're going to share with you a piece of video that I'm going to watch with you for the very first time as well. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before. We're going to watch and we're going to listen to everything. So this is protester video that we get in tonight out of social media. Let's listen. This is when everything happened.
Go! No! Mercy! Go! 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 Mercy! Stop! Mercy! Run! 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 Someone shot! There was a gun! Who got shot? Somebody got shot! Somebody got shot!
So video out of Twitter tonight. This is the loop, so this is the second time we're going through it. At Andy Cole 84, thank you for sharing what is one of the most heart-pounding moments I think we've ever seen in downtown Dallas, with hundreds of people running from gunfire, bursts of gunfire, 20 and 30 shots long in some cases. It sure sounded like it, about 4 or 5 or 6 rounds of it coming repeatedly when everything began to unfold tonight. I mentioned Pete Schulte just a little bit ago. Pete's a former police officer, a legal mind that you see a lot of times here on CBS 11. Pete, you're at Parkland Hospital. Rewinding again to what I said earlier, a friend of yours is one of the officers hit tonight. We have confirmed now 3 are hit, but the one that you know, who will keep unidentified clearly until the police department releases the name, that person to your knowledge is okay?
It is, Doug. He is okay, but I'm hearing now that he's actually at Baylor Hospital. I was actually responding to Parkland first, but now he's at Baylor. I'm hearing that the officers are being transported to different hospitals in the area, which is routine.
As long as they get to a hospital, it doesn't matter. We can be wrong about the hospital. Forget about that.
That's correct.
Talk to me about the SWAT situation now and the police department's situation. So we've talked about 2 arrests. Everything downtown seems to be active still. Officers still have weapons drawn. SWAT department or SWAT teams have moved in. What are they doing now?
What they are doing is they're combing through the area to try to figure out if there's anybody else that possibly could have been involved in this shooting incident against these officers. And they take into custody. I mean, they have 2 in custody now. They're going to keep looking until the threat is resolved. The fact that we have active police all around downtown Dallas tells me that they're still searching for suspects. That's exactly what they should be doing.
Okay, Pete Schulte. Pete, stand by. Thank you very much. To Jeff Paul now with a witness from downtown Dallas and what unfolded earlier. Jeff?
Yeah, Doug, we just running into a gentleman here named Jamal Johnson. You were at the protest, and you saw this whole thing unfold. Tell me what you saw.
Yeah. Well, we had marched a couple of miles, went east, turned north, went back west, stopped at the Red Museum, the old Dallas County Courthouse, had a prayer for about a minute. As we're walking back east, passing the Greyhound station on our right, parking garage on our left. A first shot rings out, high caliber rifle. A few seconds pass, another shot rings out.
Who was shooting who, and what did he look like?
The shooter was up in the parking garage shooting down towards the cops. So we couldn't see the shooter, and the cops had no idea who was shooting at them.
How many shots did he get off before police started to realize what was happening?
About 3, if not 4.
Just boom, boom, boom.
For a few second pause. So pop, pause, pop, pause, pop. And you see the first 2 officers go down right by the Greyhound station.
You mean go down like they were hit?
Yeah, they were hit. They were hit. And so the other officers began to think that the protesters were the ones who had actually fired upon them. But the protesters were peaceful. They were running for their lives, hands up, terrified.
So there was a sense of confusion of where these shots were coming from, but you saw where they were coming from.
Absolute chaos. We could just hear it from the ears. And a gentleman standing at the bus station said, do not run out, because he could actually, I don't know if he could visibly see it or the shots come from, but at that point we knew exactly. So we directed the cops. About 8 or 9 of them convened, and they went into the building. But they fired about 14 to 15 return shots once they realized where the gentleman was shooting.
Now, what parking garage is this in direction to where we are? Because we're here at the Bank of America, and you're talking the parking garage on the left?
Yeah.
Up there on the left. Okay. So what happened after he started to realize what was going on?
After the police realized what was going on, 10 of them lined up at the lower level of the parking garage. They went inside the parking garage, single file, and I guess they went level by level, because at that point the officers had the AR-15s, the shotguns, all pistols drawn, and the protesters at that point had no choice but to either flee the bullets from the guy who's shooting down from the building, or flee the bullets from the police and the return fire towards him.
Did it appear as anyone else was hit other than the 2 police officers that you saw?
Not that I saw, no. I did not see any protesters get shot. I saw some people get hurt trying to jump over fences around parking lots, but I didn't see any actual protesters get shot.
Could you tell where they were hit?
Yeah, it looks like it was a clean, the first officer